Wilfried Nancy, the 2024 MLS Manager of the Year, 2023 MLS Cup champion, the first black coach to win an MLS Cup. Right now, he is going to move to Scotland, Celtic, for £2 million. That's $2.6 million. Why is he leaving now?
The money. I don't know.
Well, he don't get to keep the $2 million. Although he probably will make more money.
He is under contract with Columbus Crew. Why is he leaving now? I mean, he definitely feels like a coach that is. I can't imagine he feels like hamstrung by Columbus or the ownership group. I feel like they've given him a lot of what he's wanted. Columbus doesn't necessarily splash the cash in bringing like huge names, but they are consistent.
They had Cucho Hernandez for a while.
For huge names, that
was a Premier League level player.
He was a good player,
and he's killing it at Real Betis right now.
Is he killing it?
Yes.
I mean, he's doing all right. Killing it is a stretch.
I think he's killing it right now.
So
he's their starting striker.
I think for Columbus Crew and Wilfried Nancy, I think this is. It feels like it's too early to make a move because I still think like he probably would have wanted a little bit more success, but they've had a lot of success and a lot of trophies, and he's gotten the opportunity to implement maybe what some, the first comparison is like a Sean Dyche, who is like, hey, we're gonna long balls, we just win your duels and blah, blah, blah. And that's not Wilfried Nancy. Wilfried Nancy wants to play
He's
some beautiful,
opposite of that,
beautiful, attractive football. And we've seen that in a lot of stretches with the Columbus Crew. And it's great to see that in MLS because I think it also highlights that an MLS team can also play this way.
You're looking at his record. If you look at his win percentage and if you look at his points per match, I think he's at 1.8 for his points per match. I think his win percentage is just above 50%. You're looking at, obviously the stats are great. The record maybe is not the greatest, but we're talking about someone who completely changed the culture at Columbus. I think someone who, from the Greg Berhalter era, where they clearly had the tactics where they wanted to play a beautiful style, he ratcheted it up to, we were glazing this guy to, they were playing Champions League level style where players were mix and match. Like a player would drop out or get injured, and he would find a way to unlock another player to be able to play in the same position. We had Christian Ramirez on this show who played at Aberdeen. If you're, a Scottish Premiership fan and you're watching this now, Christian Ramirez, the striker at Aberdeen, was considered a long ball, center forward, back to goal kind of a guy. And he converted this guy into, by all means, a half space, tiki-taka style striker. Later in his career, I mean, this is the kind of manager that's able to put his arm around a player and unlock something we hadn't seen before. He had big-ish names. By MLS standards, Cucho Hernandez is a big name.
I agree.
He had, Darlington Nagbe, who's, goated amongst MLS, the type of player that most people would be like, I can't believe they didn't play in Europe. He had players like Aiden Morris, who he could take this young player who grew up loving Columbus, could take this player, mold him into a position where now he's going over to Europe. Now he's playing in the championship and looking like an incredible midfielder. Yeah. And if Middlesbrough gets promoted, will probably continue being the midfielder in the Premier League. I mean, he's able to do some magical stuff. I guess when I look at it, I can see MLS being a selling league. And I can see MLS being like, hey, we're gonna develop talent, we're gonna immediately sell them to Europe. The one thing where you miss, I don't think you lose a lot by doing that. I think that's a positive for the league. I think it's a negative when that starts happening with coaches. And I think it's a beautiful story of Wilfried Nancy, this guy who's, family is, his family, I think his mom is West African, dad is from Guadeloupe, grew up in France, decides to go to Montreal, of all places, to work in the youth ranks and just wants to be a better coach, just wants to be the best coach they possibly can, not necessarily chasing, the spotlight, not necessarily chasing clout, wanting to go. And I don't care if it's in a league that no one respects or on a team that for a lot of times is a laughing stock of MLS, to go there and say, I want to work within the youth ranks and I want to just be a better coach, to build his way to getting into Thierry Henry's, coaching staff. Thank you. I was going to say administration. I'm like, that feels wrong. To getting in his coaching staff, to when Thierry leaves, takes an opportunity to become a head coach for the first time and play so good that they win the Canadian Championship. And again, we're talking about a team that was the laughingstock.
Yeah, and then,
I mean, he's proven to me that he's the kind of manager that is willing to work with what he has, not necessarily looking for the biggest spotlight job. He just wants to be a great coach.
Yeah.
I think he's a great hire for Celtic, but I think the league, MLS, is in a worse place without having someone like Wilfried Nancy in it.
I agree. And when he left Montreal, it was the kind of under similar circumstances where he was under contract, and Columbus had to buy him out of his contract to be able to sign him. So clearly, his services are wanted.
He was the best thing that's ever happened in Montreal. That's better than Didier Drogba, better than Nacho Piatti, better than
all right.
Name a third great player.
CF Montreal and Montreal Impact fans, please don't attack Alexis.
What are you talking about? He's the best thing that's ever happened to CF Montreal.
He was there.
He's a manager from their ranks, understood the players that they would play with because they're not going to go out and buy players. He's better than Victor Wanyama. He's the best thing that ever happened to CF Montreal.
Okay, I don't agree, but all right,
what better has happened to CF Montreal?
I mean, CF Montreal has been in big playoff games. They have a storied history.
If they would have kept him, they would have been the Columbus Crew. They should have kept him. That's how much he means.
If they kept him, yes, that he would have probably been the best thing. But he left
CF
Montreal
quickly. Does what CF Montreal does, which is doesn't respect their players, doesn't respect their coaches, and then sells anything at the moment's opportunity.
Sure. Well, we can all.
How much I love Montreal.
I'll leave it to Montreal fans to decide if he was the best thing. I would say Nacho Piatti is probably a little bit higher than that, but fine. I was looking up Wilfried Nancy, and obviously Matt Doyle talks about him a lot, an MLS analyst. But then I saw this.
This
tweet.
was the guy who was in the running for U.S. men's national team coach.
Sure. In 2023, Pablo Mara, our homie, he had tweeted this. He said, Wilfried Nancy is basically, quote, every musician's favorite band in MLS. Meaning, like, obviously
like a comics comic,
like comics comic, and Wilfried Nancy is exactly that. So he sort of needs to be at a club and ownership group that kind of gives him some leeway, gives him a lot of trust. I also read that in the negotiations to go to Celtic, that he wants to bring the striker, the Palestinian striker from Columbus, Ali, right? I forgot.
Yeah,
his first
it's
name.
because what is it? The dude that used to be on Leicester, Iheanacho.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he's injured.
Okay. So, but that's kind of the best way to describe him. We interviewed him earlier this year in MLS during MLS preseason, and he is when you meet him and you speak to him, there is you sense a little bit of I sort of the goalkeeper of my Sunday league team. He's a big Celtic fan. He's from Scotland, and he was asking me about him, and I was like, the best way I could describe him is sort of like if you met Phil Jackson, like a kind of a little bit of a zen.
There's a sageness to him.
Yeah. He carries himself like a wise man, but also very warm, very easy to talk to, and
he's the type of person that you, after immediately meeting him, you do not want to disappoint. And that's, there's managers that can inspire you, like Sir Alex Ferguson, where like, oh, I'm afraid to disappoint him because he's going to yell at me. And
there's an edginess, yeah.
But that's not him.
That's not him at all. Yeah,
to him, it's like, I don't want to disappoint you because this means so much to you.
Like when we did MLS Media Day, we interviewed Gio Savarese, obviously the former Pat Noonan,
these are other managers,
Greg Vanny from LA Galaxy. So we were sort of getting a sense of like how managers sort of carry themselves.
Yeah,
and Wilfried Nancy was wildly different. Noonan came in with like, "Hey, what's up? Hey, what do you do?
What's up, fellas? Comedy. Here's who I know."
Right.
Greg Vanny came in and treated it like, a child you're upset at is asking you for a favor.
Right. There's a little bit of like, okay, I don't know if I should be taking you very seriously.
Greg Vanny gave us so many cold shoulders.
No, he wasn't mean.
No, he was just like, again, I don't want to do this.
But it's a little bit of a peak of how do you coach, right?
Yeah.
Like, because this is how your interpersonal skills.
Your player goes to see you in the office, and maybe they're not playing well, not getting enough minutes. I now see how you handle this.
Exactly. So,
and Wilfried Nancy is going to be like, have a meaningful conversation with you. He's going to look you deep in your eyes.
Exactly. So that's the kind of the biggest takeaway. So for Celtic fans, I think that's what you should expect from your new.
If Celtic fans
coach
are watching this, you can see how upset we are that a coach of this ilk is leaving.
Yeah.
In fact, why don't we give you a little bit of an insight into what he's like? So, He said something really inspirational at the end of the 2023 MLS Cup finals after winning, and we decided to turn it into a song because we had two of his players on the show here in the studio, and we made a beat because we thought it was like, this should be the drop for a hip hop song.
Yeah.
Eventually that got to him. So here's a clip of what that was when we finally asked him how it felt when we were shocked that he saw it.
Impossible is an opinion is one of the hardest bars I have heard in a long time.
I said Wilfried Tupac Nancy.
We did make a song about it. And one of the cool things was we found out that you heard it.
And I told them, guys, impossible is an opinion.
What was your first reaction when you heard it? I'm curious.
I was like, little And after that, I said, wow, well done.
So you get to see the guy, clearly really warm, fun, playful, will have fun with the media. I think the fans are going to absolutely love him. In fact, we had a conversation with Wilfried Nancy. That clip is from a much longer interview. If you want to watch that, click right here.